Recently, my friend acquired Massive Darkness from Simon, cool mini or not. And because it was a Kickstarter, it came with a ton of extra swag. This was all just stuff from the base campaign and stretch goals, no additional add-ons. But I've been getting into making organizers and board game inserts recently, so I thought I'd take on the challenge of trying to fit everything into just 2 boxes. Now I'm using the main box to hold the miniatures. Let me remove that. One convenient thing, someone on Board Game Geek made a nice list of all the miniatures by the little numbers on the bottom of each one, so that's convenient to have. Rules for the add-on Lightbringer set, and then this is just a nice little cover. Now, I'm fairly proud of the top here, because one of the things that's kind of a pain in the butt in this game is trying to keep track of what mobs you're fighting and who their bosses are. What is the difference between an orc enforcer and an orc flayer? It's hard to tell at a glance. So now, if you're fighting orc flayers, you just reach down, grab whatever minions you need, and then there's their bosses. What I did was make a nice little V-cut here so that you can easily see which boss belongs to which set of minions. And the agents, of which there's only 4, kind of just threw in their own little thing right there. They're fairly easy to tell the difference of because they actually are a little bit distinct. Now, this lifts off. You can see there just simple foam core held together with some pins and some glue, of course. And then down here in the set, this is the bottom of the box, and you can see all of the roaming monsters. And what I did was not just make little areas for each one, but I labeled them because, man, you can't tell me you know what an iron golem versus an Oni is at a glance. The abyssal demon and the freaking high troll look almost the same. Most of them were pretty easy. Some of them required a little work. Lilyark was so darn fragile that I went ahead and cut up her plastic and stuck her in there. Lord Tusk, he was a pain in the butt. He basically required a special little, I call this his chair, to fit in there. And of course the Cliffbreaker Cyclops. Massive. So, that's the simpler of the 2 boxes. Now, on to the rest of the board game components. Originally, this basically just held stretch goals, but now it is going to be the container for everything that is not a bad guy. So, open this up, and you can see inside that I've got everything stacked pretty nicely. We use the bag here. They call it a dice bag, but I don't know why you'd put dice in it. It works much better for holding treasure chests. Now, this is the core tiles along with the crystal and lava tiles. So, you can see those were on top of all this fun stuff. Now, what I did was I made it multi-leveled. So these rest in here, but then kick up against those. So if I remove the dashboards, you'll see yet another level underneath. And then if I remove the clash sheets and the bridges, yet another level. So when you look inside, you've got my little container full of hearts, the mini cards, the large cards, big tokens, the bases, and then of course all the heroes. And just like the monsters, each hero is labeled. door tokens and level tokens. These are some extra cards for combining it with Zombicide, and the dice. So, in addition to everything fitting in there, you may have noticed that the cards take up a little bit of space on the table, so I thought I'd go a little bit further and add this for extra credit. Whoops. Hard to do this one-handed. So, what is this? This is 2 card caddies which slide into each other for storage. I highly recommend taking this approach. It is a much easier way to store the game than trying to paw through all those boxes, because the one thing that may be being overlooked is not only are all the miniatures in fewer boxes, but they're also all together. Because I can tell you from personal experience that it is not fun to have to sort through 4 different boxes trying to find a particular figure when you can just have it all in one place.